This is the Friday, July 29th, JupyterLab dev meeting. Darian's going to kick it off.
Hi, yeah, so this week most of the things that I would have wanted to talk about actually already came up in the larger meeting. The only thing I want people to think about is I put up an issue with a request for comments about how we're versioning things. Steve and Jason and I talked about this issue, and it might be that just the three of us arriving at a consensus is sufficient, but I wanted to make sure everyone has the opportunity to talk about it if they want. Basically, the way we handle versioning makes us have to be very careful about the types of semantic versioning tokens that we actually are allowed to use. We can't use all semantic versioning options. So for example, when you have 0.1.0, that is a normal thing, can be parsed, and when you have an extension that relies on a specific range, it can be used to calculate that range. But if in between versions we put a hyphen whatever, hyphen beta, hyphen rc.1, or whatever, all those things, it fails to match. And because of the way we currently need to build with Webpack, you'll get multiple copies of JupyterLab, which means there will be a runtime error, but not a build error. So it won't even show when you check it in. It'll only show when people try to run it. So we agreed for the time being to just discontinue use of those identifiers that come after the patch. Once we have a new build system, we've discussed how we can fix this and support those. So we may switch back to it, but for the time being, that's the prescription that we're making. I'm trying to remember. Okay, that issue, if anyone cares to weigh in, is issue 566. And
I put it on the hackpad, Darren.
Oh, great! Thanks a lot. Yeah, so that's it. It's I think it's pretty exhaustively written up, and I think it's fairly straightforward. But if somebody thinks of something that we haven't, that's the place to bring it up. Otherwise, I think it's good to go. That's all I had to bring up for this meeting.
I guess I'll go next. We are about to flip the switch to the monorepo. So I just wanted to give a heads up, especially to the Cal Poly interns. At least the existing, I think it's the FAQ rewrite PR. We're going to get that merged before we push the monorepo, so that doesn't disrupt that. But there will be a transition period of a couple of days where basically a lot of the imports will change, but hopefully not much else. And well, also the plugin semantics will change slightly. So we're going to go through as a team, me, Darren, and Chris, and make that changeover. So there's already PR against Jupyter.js services that switches things over to Phosphor, and we'll merge that once Phosphor is actually released, and then pull that forward into JupyterLab while we switch everything over to the monorepo.
So that kind of naturally transitions to me, which is that we're about to pull the trigger on the monorepo. Thanks, Steve, for spoiling the surprise. But basically, there's one PR that I've got out that I'm about to merge here. I'm giving it one final once over. But basically, what that does is it brings all the important parts of Phosphide that's being used by JupyterLab into the monorepo, which gives us everything we need to cut a new version of the monorepo and start moving JupyterLab over to that. The other big thing that it brings in is something that the Cal Poly people were asking for, and it's a simpler way to generate leaf content in Phosphor. And so we have a basic, bare bones, but sufficient implementation of a virtual DOM in Phosphor now that's coming in with that PR. So it'll be a much easier way to basically render custom leaf content. So I'll make a couple of examples of that and get with you guys as needed to show you how to use that. As part of that, it's already being used to render the content at the tab bar. So there is live examples of it already being used within Phosphor. I'll move some more of the other content renderers for like menu and command palette and those sorts of things over to that system as well. So it does simplify some things when used in moderation. Again, we're not going to be using it for everything, but for rendering leaf content, it kind of foots the bill. Missing anything else? I think that's all I got.
All right, well, I don't have anything on my end. So those are the core devs for JupyterLab. Cal Poly interns, do you have anything that you needed to ask or wanted to contribute today?
We just wanted to point out that we've uploaded some of the results from user testing to learn, we can start tackling some of those issues that we've noticed. In addition, I'm working on my own little project, the file browser scroll, that I was talking to Steve about, and I have a couple more questions that I'll talk to you about today. I think that's
can you explain what that is for those of us that haven't heard of it?
Oh. Yeah, if there's a selected item in the file browser and you resort, and if the list is longer than the viewing window, then it should automatically scroll to whatever the selected item is. And so I'm working on that right now. Right now it's accidentally like changing the selected item, so I just need to figure out what my problem is.
Are you using the scroll into view if needed function that we corrected recently? Cool.
Yeah, and I've deleted the scroll if needed from all of the files it was previously in, and
cool.
Switched those.
Great. Sounds fun.
And, that's actually
issues. Yeah, to read it for like the like user testing information, we posted most of the information on GitHub as issues, so you guys could find those there. We kind of collected a lot of the data and then formatted it for each plugin individually. And then we are working with Brian and Fernando and trying to actually upload all the videos, like the screencasts we took of the user test to like Jupyter's YouTube, just so we can all have access to them and view them. So we're just waiting on login information and like permission to upload to that channel, but then we should be able to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
If you want to share the video on another medium like Dropbox or whatever, someone who already has the information to log in or the permission can upload if you're bottlenecked on figuring out how to give you the permission. Like you SCP, you SCP somewhere, you tell one of us, hey, it's there, can you do it? Because like Fernando and Brian have taken a week to give us login information and they don't, we can do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we might do that.
Okay, well, anyone else? Nope. All right, well, if that's it. Oh, yep, we have one more thing.
No, it was just saying that I haven't had many things to do. I mean, I had many things to do here, not related to JupyterLab because Fernando is not there, and you know that. So sorry for being a bit not here.
Oh, I just wanted to mention that I was working on the FAQ page rewrite. I think Darian talked about he wanted to meet with me after, or yes.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk on the Jupyter Appear In page.
Sounds good.
And Reese, do you want to talk in person? We can meet on the Appear.in Phosphor after this if you want to.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with it. Cool.
Yep, fair enough.
Okay. Is that the end?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I'm turn off the recording.